Speed warning.
Man, oh man. As you can see, caught in the rain. This thing get on my nerves. It's you can't tighten this phone holder, this thing that holds this phone. You can't tighten it up. And this vehicle does so much shaking and bouncing. And the phone really is so heavy, it can't stay up the way I want it. But we're gonna use what we got. And it seems as though
speed warning.
The internet connection might hold. Because I watched a few videos and it seemed like it's doing good so far. So maybe I can come out here and do this quick commentary. By the way, for those of you,
speed warning.
Hey, what's up there, Osiris? For those unfamiliar with where you are at, in the name of our ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the host, the mighty one, Angel Snub 7. I am also your soul brother, number one. Actually, this was I was going to make this two separate topics, but since they are similar, I will intertwine and make one topic out of it. I want to begin like this. I was, well, I'm an older person. I was a child during the late 1960s, early 1970s, and I was old enough to see what was going on. Being 5, 6, 7.
Speed warning.
And I was pretty good because I know you have to learn how to read and write, but I picked up on reading and writing so fast, it was incredible. I cannot remember a time when I could not read and write the English language that I taught. I was reading Nation of Islam material at a very, very young age. So I understood some of the things that was going on because my friend in a book, Mr. Elijah Muhammad, was teaching me when no other adult took the time to teach me nothing. My mother taught me nothing, my father taught me nothing, my grandfather taught me nothing. Now I had some relatives who were members of the Nation of Islam. That's the reason why I was introduced to the teaching of Elijah Muhammad, but they really didn't teach me nothing. They lived out of state. They could tell me a few things, but basically everything that I was learning came from Message to the Black Man, Fall of America, Our Savior Has Arrived, How to Eat to Live, Book 1 and 2, those books by the Nation of Islam. My influence, my worldview was being that of the Nation of Islam. Now, what I would like to quickly say is that we have pro-blackness, we have Comedicism, I guess you want to call it. We have the Hebrews, we have all this black conscious stuff in 2019. And sometimes these younger people who don't know because they wasn't born, They want to come to me and tell me about the 1960s and tell me about the 1970s, even the 80s.
Speed warning.
Many of them was not even born. And they want to tell me about what they read in a book. Elder Rashawn DeLay is about
Speed warning.
almost 20 years older than me. I would feel really dumb and stupid to try to tell that man, because I read a book, what was going on
Speed warning.
when he was actually living the history. I'm reading it out of a book based on somebody else's experience, what they read. I mean, how they live. I'm very sure everybody that was born during the time of Rashawn DeLay had a different experience, but they did live in that period of time. I'm not going to tell that man about what I read in the book, his actual experience, because he was actually alive, a child, a teenager, a grown man during that time. But they do it all the time. Even your big shots, people like Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, Zaza Ali, many of these people, youngsters, they have no idea of what it was to be a child growing up in Mississippi in 1965 and 1970. They have no idea. They really have no idea of what Jim Crow was. They never lived it, have no idea.
Speed warning.
So I'm going to tell you, because this is what I live. I'm not reading it out of a book. This is what I live. This is what I saw. This is what I experienced. And again, somebody who was alive during that period of time might see things differently. But when you bring the stories together, there's some common threads. Because you did live during that period of time. I want to tell you what Black Power was in the 1960s. I'm going to tell you what Black Power was in the 1970s, because I lived it. And it was nothing like what you see in 2019. Now, mind you, you have to raise funds for things that you want to do. We have to do that. But what you see on YouTube is not Black Power. All this begging, GoFundMe, Cash Out. Black Power was not about begging. Black Power was about actually trying to put yourself in a position to gain power. You do not become or gain power begging like these people do for your individual survival, because that's what they're doing it for. They themselves so they can come to you and talk about, I don't work for the white man. No, you beg black folks. That's what you do. You are a professional beggar, and you're doing all this not for black people, you're doing it for yourself. That's not what the Black Power movement was about. That's not what the civil rights era was about. You had somebody like Dr. Martin Luther King, who, as you know, won the Nobel Peace Prize. It was a cash award of, I think, $70,000. Man, that's a lot of money in the 1960s, for real though. Because I was happy with a quarter. I'm not gonna lie. When I was a little boy growing up, if you gave me a quarter, I was a happy camper. If you gave these children in 2019 a quarter, they'll look at you like you're out your mind. What is up with this? If you don't give these children
Speed warning.
a 5 spot, you're not even really doing justice. Because you can't do nothing with a quarter. So $70,000 was a lot of money in the 1960s. Dr. King
Speed warning.
took that money and put it right back in his organization. Dr. King, Malcolm X, and a lot of our brothers and sisters, they died broke.
Speed warning.
Everything they done was for the struggle. It was not about trying to be famous. Malcolm X, that was not his goal, to be famous. Dr. King there and his wife and Sister Betty, Malcolm X's wife, and all those who was participating in that struggle, it was not about celebrity, it was not about getting rich. It was about, I am oppressed, I am sick of these peckerwoods burning crosses on my grass. It is humiliating to go to the back of the bus. I pay the same fare as a white man, but I gotta go to the back of the bus, and all these injustices. It was not about celebrity, merchandising, selling t-shirts and DVDs and videos. These people were serious. So when I was growing up, all I saw was serious folks. All this stuff that I see now is nonsense. And when you see me, I'm serious. Your money don't impress me. Now, if there's something that we need to do, of course, we need to raise funds. It's not about so I can ride around in a limousine.
Speed warning.
You know, buy a fancy house. It's about the struggle. It's about liberation. It's about truly being free. And so one of the things that you heard when I was growing up, a very popular song was our brother James Brown. He said, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. I want you to listen. I'm black and I'm proud. And when we said black, we meant the colors of the rainbow. The yellow bone, the black is coal, the brown, the rich, the poor, the literate, the illiterate, the children, the gay, the lesbian. It didn't make no damn difference off all this foolishness. I'm black. My race. Black first. Real black first. Not this stuff that y'all see now. The real black first. I'm black and I'm proud. We did not say I'm black and I'm African and I'm proud. That never was used. There was an understanding. I want y'all to understand something. We just learned how to use black. Remember, we called ourselves colored people and we called ourselves Negro. We was just learning how to call ourselves black. Just learning. And we was just learning about the culture from Africa. The concentration was on the love of ourselves. So at that time, we was black and we was proud. And we was just learning about Africa. So you would see a few brothers and sisters wear dashikis. Some some of them would learn African languages. Did you hear what I said? Some of them learn African languages. These people that you see today talking all that African stuff, they don't speak not one African language. And when they talked about Africa during that time, they told you specifically who they was talking about. I'm African, but I'm learning something from Swahili or the Yoruba, how you pronounce that? They would tell you specifically. These people just keep hollering, Africa, Africa, Africa. Africa is a continent. What people are you talking about? They never say. So during the 1960s, early 70s, it was I'm black and I'm proud. Not I'm black and I'm Africa or aboriginal and I'm proud. It was the concentration on loving yourself, accepting yourself. So you could, if you thought that you was aboriginal, you could dress that way or whatever. Or African, you could be learning about that. But we understood what the first priority was. Learn who you are right now, accept yourself right now. All these other things come later. How you gonna embrace being an African or a native and you have not even learned how to love yourself? You have to learn how to love who you are right now yourself. And so, when I was growing up, you saw not just a small clique, all over the country. Even the people that you would call Uncle Toms and Coons and Sambos, our people embrace soul power. Hey, what's up there, Frank? Our people had no problem embracing soul power, black power, and they called themselves, we embrace soul power, we called ourselves soul brothers and sisters and black people all over the country. It was embraced. There was no argument. There was no people running around back and forth. I don't want to be called, the hell with soul, that soul stuff. I don't want to be an African. You did not hear that. The people at that time, the 20 to 30 million maybe, had no problem being black. Because black meant who we was. Black was not a religion. These suckers nowadays, they added their religion to the identity. Identity is not religion. It's about an origin. It's about a people. It ain't about no damn religion and your sick ass morality. It's about a people. The vision of that people. The freedom of that people. Trying to find yourself. You can have African ancestry. You can have Aboriginal ancestry. That is not you. And black at that time was us finding ourselves. Look, let me tell you. Hey down under. Hey, look. See, I'm gonna give you a real simple example. When I was a little boy, teenager, we made something real cool out of a golf cap. It ain't nothing but a golf cap. But brothers put a swag on it. Had a way of, it was nothing but a golf cap. Now to white people, Caucasian people, it was nothing but a golf cap. They go to the, to the grass where they play golf. It was nothing but a golf cap to them. Brothers took that golf cap and made it something real cool. You take things and make it your own. Even though that golf cap came from white folks and that old slow, boring ass game of golf, the brothers took that golf cap and the way they wore that golf cap, they made it real, real cool. And you will see in some of these old movies, you probably said to yourself, damn, that look like a golf cap. That's what it was. It was a golf cap. But they made it cool. They took shoes and clothes. That was, woo, see, y'all don't understand. Yeah, we took something that was European because that's all that we got, but we put our own flavor on it. Yes, it is, Robert. You're absolutely right.
Speed warning.
See, make it your own. See, I don't mind the African thing. I don't mind the Aboriginal thing. But when you try to say that's you, there's a problem because it's not you. But take something that you learn from African culture, Aboriginal culture, and put your flavor on it. Because it is you. But like James Brown said, I'm gonna get up and do my thing. This is you. Here we are, been in America for generations.
Speed warning.
We look real silly trying to be something that we're not, even though that's our background. You have somebody like Umar Johnson, my brother, the Prophet of Doom, and others who keep talking all this Africa stuff. But when you see them, you see a Negro. You don't see them transforming into what they tell you and me we supposed to be. The only thing you see is a Negro, and sometimes they might wear a dashiki or something. You know, that's not being an African. You still a Negro. You are nowhere close being this African person. Nowhere close. So I was listening to Dr. Umar Johnson, and he said he don't have a problem with people being different. He don't have a problem with the Nation of Islam. He don't have a problem with the Kemetic. He don't have a problem with the Moors and so on, etc., etc., etc. But then he mentioned the Aboriginal folks. Then he started getting upset because they are filled with self-hatred. They don't want to be African. See, I'm not into trying to force people to be something they feel they are not. I'm not going to tell you you feel with self-hatred. Let me tell y'all what the real self-hatred is. Real self-hatred is simply, here you are, black, with a blonde wig on top of your head, trying to be a Caucasian person. That's self-hatred. Cutting your big nose, trying to look like Europeans. That's self-hatred.
Speed warning.
You being what you feel is your ancestry is not self-hatred. If you feel you are African, that's your business. Don't tell me if my grandmother and my people told me that we are Aboriginal, don't you bring your arrogant, wacky self to me
Speed warning.
and tell me who I am. If you're African, that's your damn business. Don't tell me and don't call my grandmother, my grandparents, my people. Don't come to my face and call my people a liar because you think I'm supposed to be an African. If you are African, that's your damn business. Now, of course, as you know, my position is you are neither anyway. You're neither. You are a brand new people that was born, created due to slavery. And your ancestry could be African, and your ancestry could be Aboriginal.
Speed warning.
Now, he has a problem with the Aboriginal, and he said, why you want to be that when Africa offers so much? The resources of Africa. Now, he concentrates on the resources of Africa, the gold, the diamonds, the silver, but he don't really mention how wonderful the people are, how beautiful the people are. It's always about the resources of Africa. That's what it's about. So clearly, those who are embracing their Aboriginal ancestry don't give a damn about the resources. They don't care. They care about the connection they have to their past. While Dr. Umar Johnson, who thinks like a European, only is talking about the resources of Africa. Now, mind you, brothers and sisters, all these resources,
speed warning,
all this rape that you're doing, because that's what it is. The Caucasian people raped Europe for its resources, destroyed Europe, so they had to start going out and find other places. So my question to Dr. Umar and all these other Pan-Africans, when you finish raping Africa, Australia, all the continents have been raped, all the resources are gone, then what? Then what? Mind you, none of these resources belong to Umar Johnson. If Umar want a piece of the pie, Umar better take out his checkbook and buy some land. But you are African. If you are African, why you gotta buy some damn land? How come the Africans don't give you some? They're not gonna give you nothing. How come they don't give you some damn resources, Umar? Dr. Umar Johnson and all these people live in a delusional fairy tale world.
speed warning,
You are African, and when you go to Africa, you go there as a visitor, you go there as a tourist. You don't go there to visit no relatives. You don't have no land. Nobody gonna give your happy ass no land or nothing.
speed warning,
They live in a delusional. They live in a delusional world. A Wakanda fantasy world. You African. All these people are African. They've been saying this for years and years. Don't speak African language. None of that. Then they want to get mad at you because you don't embrace that nonsense, because that's not who we are. There's a reason why the 40 to 70 million, there's a reason why even back in the 60s and the 70s, the people did not embrace that. Because they know that's not who they are. They don't feel it. Are we related? Yeah. But that's not who we are. We was born right here in the good old United States, and this is all that we know for generations. The only way that you can be a true so-called African, the only way you can be a true so-called Aboriginal is like the Bible said. You have to be born again. Meaning, well, you and me, we will never be that. But in order for us to be a so-called African or Aboriginal, we would have to take our children out of America. Our children would have to be is we have to get out of this environment and go into their environment. As long as you sit here and run your mouth talking about I'm an African and live the all-American way, that ain't nothing but a bunch of damn talk. You have to take your children out of America. You have to put them into the environment of the African, the environment of the Aboriginal, and their children have to grow up that way. That's the only way they can return to be some African. They also have to be accepted. Look, they also have to be accepted by those people. They have to be accepted. Me personally, I'm not going through all that. I understand who I am. I'm perfectly happy being where I am. And the first step is a good identity. And my ancestors gave me that identity. They called us soul brothers and sisters. I'm fine with that. And I will work with what my people gave me that came from our loins. I don't want to be those people. I want to be myself. Accept my own and be myself. So the real people who are filled with self-hatred are those trying to be something they're not. These Aboriginal and these pro-black African they are the ones trying to be something that they are not. And work with what your ancestors gave us. They were doing what was natural. There's nothing with being who you are. I'm proud of my ancestors, who we are. I have no interest trying to be somebody else. For what? Because they got some damn resources. Because they built a pyramid. Who cares? I could care less. My people can build a pyramid and we can do greater than all these people. All of them ain't nothing but, really, in the grand scheme of things, we look at it, they all a bunch of losers. They rape the earth. They warmongers. They woman haters. Why would you want to be with these people? They superstitious. They're fake ass gods. They murder each other every day. They violent. Why you want to be them anyway? Ain't nothing special about these people. I'm happy being who I am. I'm happy who we are. I'm happy. That's right, Rollins, spookism. You are in a position to change the course of humanity, period. If you understood who you are. They had their time in the sun. It's your time, brother and sister. It's all about timing. It's about your time. You can show the human being on this planet, we can actually show them how life is supposed to be done. If you understand who you come from. Because we come from the worst place that you could ever think of. But time is revealing the best eye-opening information to us. The meek, the despised. The religion talks about we are the ones that inherit the earth. We are the ones that's to guide the humanity to where we really need to go. Otherwise, on the humanity's current course, we're doomed for extinction. There's no doubt about that. So why would you want to follow these people that destroy the earth, rape the earth, and on their way to extinction? Why you want to be part of that? A bunch of, you know, they really a bunch of idiots, really, to be truthful. It's a bunch of idiots. They've been in power. They've been doing that thing. And look where we at. Why you want to be like that? They ain't going nowhere. You talk about scholarship and try. But you don't want to accept your own and be yourself. And you don't understand what
Baker Street, and then turn left in 100 feet.
You don't understand what Angel Snub Nub 7 is saying, because you're trying to be copycat them. You want to plagiarize them. I'm not interested. So don't come to me with all that old played out nonsense. I don't want to learn about history. I want to make history. That's right, Rowan. And if this is the original presentation of this video, check out my comment section. My people be on it. They know exactly what's happening. They know exactly where Angel Snub Nub 7 is going. Our eyes are open. Reality's temple can't be touched. That's just the bottom line. Because we're not talking about the old. We talking about the new. We talk about what's going on now. And we accept our own. We don't want to copy people. They did what they did during that time. We want to do what we do in our time. We are just as smart. We're just as intelligent. Everything they could do, we could do, and we could do it better. I'm not into copying folks. And like I say, there's nothing wrong with taking something from Africa or taking something from Europe or from China, wherever, and make it your own. Plus, you are creative, you are smart, you are brilliant also. And you can do things and say things and create things where people on the planet also follow your swag, which they do. There you go, Rowan. Rowan says reality is a verb. Actions. That's right, actions. We're not going back into the grave, the past, because that's what you're doing when you go back to the past. Obsessed with the past. Who you was. I'm talking about what we are now. Who you was. What you did. No, I'm talking about what we're doing and what we're going to get done. That's right, Rowan. The verb, the action. And that's what we're about. So I'm not interested in Umar Johnson and his delusional Pan-African world. Also, I want to say this. Speaking of Pan-African, that's never going to happen like that. Pan-African simply means trying to find unity with all those different tribes and nations on the African continent. Here you are. You cannot even Pan-African so-called black people, the Negro, the descendants of slaves born in America. You can't even Pan-Africanize your own people in this country. What the hell you think you're going to do with those folks over there? They're not interested. Just like you are not interested in the unity of brothers and sisters right here in America. You're not interested. All of it, that's the real pipe dream. Now, if you are able to bring the descendants of slaves born in America, having dark skin with African and Aboriginal ancestry, if you are able to get us together, how messed up and divided we are, then it's a possibility you might have a chance to influence those people on the continent because they have an example to look at. But you running your mouth talking about I'm the prince of Pan-Africanism, meaning you are the prince of something that don't exist. You are the prince of something that nobody in Africa even want. So it's a pretty sounding title, but nobody interested. Why y'all want to be part of loser? All this is loser action. Y'all need to get rid of that chicken dinner and get with a winner. Get on the soul train. Get with your brothers and sisters with like minds. Get ourselves together. Y'all smart. Y'all are brilliant. You're scholars. We have the money. We have the time. We have the talent. Everything that we need to get this job done. And that's exactly what the Mississippi campaign represents. A brand new people, a brand new earth, a brand new time. But you don't see yourself as brand new. You trying to go back and try to be people who you never was and all this other nonsense. I'm not into that. You want to go back into the past and be Shaka Zulu or some damn body? That's your business. You're not going to force me to go back into the past or be something I never was. On that note, thank y'all for checking us out. I got a nice audience in the house. I appreciate y'all for listening. And those in the chat room, Ananda and everybody, Rowan and everybody in the chat room, I thank you so much. And Facebook, I thank everybody for joining me. I don't mean to hurt people's feelings. I don't want folks to get all angry, mad, and upset and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I'm about the new. I'm not trying to go back to the old and the past. I want to be me. I'm smart too. Yeah, the Egyptians were smart. Yeah, the Moors were smart. All these people, yeah, they were smart. I'm smart too. I'm brilliant too. I'm wise too. I have vision. I have creativity myself. Why should I want to keep copying people and plagiarizing folks? What's wrong with you? Are we stupid? Are we dumb? Are we illiterate? What's wrong with us? You don't have no confidence in yourself? Really? No. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. So, I'm already 5,000, y'all. Thank you for joining me. And stay out the rain. You know, don't get all wet up and catch pneumonia and all that kind of good stuff. I'm your brother, Angel Snub 7. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth.